Good morning, everyone. It's March 17th. It's a Tuesday, and boy, oh boy, what a Monday, right? What a day. Let's get into it right now. I mean, boy, oh boy, this market is something else. We've seen the worst loss in 30 years with many economies grinding to a standstill. I think that's an understatement of the day. So let me give you the highlights. The rise in U.S. futures this morning comes after Trump administration said it plans to give strong support for airlines stricken by the outbreak and is pushing Senate to enact a massive stimulus package to alleviate losses for businesses and individuals affected by the outbreak. The infection has now impacted 182,000 people worldwide and 4,661 in the USA alone. Moreover, Federal Reserve has been trying to do what it can to help the economy, and over the weekend it slashed short-term rates back to their record low of near zero, something that happened right around 2008, right before the stock market began its wild journey to a bull 10-year or 12-year bull market. The Fed also said it'll buy at least $500 billion of Treasury securities and $200 billion of mortgage-backed securities to help calm the securities market. This will keep bond prices high and interest rates low for the foreseeable future. The Fed and the government is doing everything and anything possible to get us out of this mess. In other news, we've had Thailand enact a shutdown to curb the coronavirus. We've had retail sale numbers, that this is important. They were down 0.5% in February, indicating major weakness before the virus hit with force. That's really, really big. Russia's now enacting bigger or more aggressive testing. Travelers are scrambling to get back home. Government is pledging to give money. Volkswagen is closing plants in Europe for 2 weeks, which is very smart. And Israel is spying on the virus. That's right. They have a secret service to track patients. Hey, Israel likes to do this kind of stuff. What can I say? Looking at the bond market, we've been going down, even though the stock market's been going down. But I believe that's because there was no arbitrage to move the bonds against fair value at that time. Finally, we're now seeing an uptick again. And if the stock market continues falling down, we should have a reasonable hedge with the bond, at least for another 2-3 sessions, because we went up to 180 or near 180. And I think we can have a good chance to go up to about 175 again. Over the next few sessions if markets are volatile. Momentum levels, we're finally there. This is the percentage of stocks in the S&P 500. This is looking at the S&P 500 from the inside out. This takes away all the market capitalization. Currently, you've got 3.5 stocks, 3.56 stocks, depending on if you're looking from this angle or this angle. I'm just kidding. But roughly, there's about 3 to 4 stocks that are trading above the 200-day moving average, which means 496.5 stocks. One is probably right at the 200-day moving average. So if you blow this way, it'll go above. If you blow this way, it'll go below. Hey, I'm just trying to make light of all of this. But the bottom line is we've seen this before. This is the momentum levels in 2008. As you could see here, we typically do not go below this level. I believe the market's going to have a bounce. And even if we do stick around these levels, which we can for another week or two, it's not unheard of. Even around 2008, we stuck around here for a few weeks. So if we stick around this, we may see a little upside, more downside. Don't be surprised if we stick around these bearish levels before we go higher. But based on what I'm seeing right now, the worst is behind us, substantially behind us. I think we're going to see some upside, but it may take a few weeks to get there. Volatility fear level is off the charts. This is 2008. Volatility level, fear level in the market right now is about 30% higher. We were at 59, say 60. We're now at 80 on the VIX, which is telling us that the fear level is just off the charts. Completely off the charts. So for the foreseeable future, for the next few days, don't become a hero. Don't start bargain hunting. Let the market show you the way. Let me show you the S&P 500 real quick. I want to give you some ideas of what to do and what not to do. This is, I'm going to show you the 200-day moving average right now. Perfect. This is the 200-day moving average. The S&P 500 right now is at 239. The S&P 200-day moving average is right around the 304.59 level. Now, I know a lot of you are thinking, Roger, there's a lot of space in between here, but the bottom line is we're in a bear market right now. And the best way to trade this market is to the short side. Now, I know a lot of you don't trade short, so you're looking for bullish moves. My suggestion is not to be a hero. I know a lot of traders who got in right here thinking this was going to be the bottom, and then the floor fell out of the market. Don't try to be a hero. Don't try to catch a falling knife. I'm going to repeat that again. Do not try to catch a falling knife. Wait for the market to go back above the 200-day moving average unless you're trading to the short side. Now, if you do want to trade to the long side, I'm going to give you 3 stocks that made 52-week highs this week. Actually, 90-day highs this week. These are right now the 3 strongest stocks we have in the stock market. If the stock market rallies, these 3 stocks are going to be the 3 quickest stocks to rise, at least initially. And so first let me take you through them, and then I'll show you some short scans. So first one, Massimo Corporation, ticker symbol MASI. The stock all-time high or 52-week high is at 187. The stock is at 175. Off 5% right now. Yesterday the market fell off, literally fell off its chair, and this stock is near its 52-week high. REITs are not a bad investment, especially with the dividend yield they're giving right now. Digital Realty Trust, not a bad stock to own, made 52-week highs at 143, currently trading at 131 pre-open. Folks, not a bad trade if you're looking for real strong stocks. Finally, Virtu Financial, VIRT, the stock made all-time highs at 26. It's now at 20. And it's going to open a little, let's see if it's going to open a little higher. No, it's not giving us an indication, but the bottom line is it's not a bad trade. But as I said before, the market is below the 200-day moving average, and the best trades right now are to the short side. So let me find some for you. Now I'm going to go to my cumulative strength index, and I'm going to go to the weakest stocks on Wall Street. These are the weakest stocks. These are the stocks that you want to short right now, all right? Royal Caribbean, Occidental Petroleum, Alliance Data Systems, MGM Resort, especially after Las Vegas curbing or closing the doors, Carnival. So you got Carnival, you got Caribbean Cruises, you got Norwegian. Guess what the 3 weakest stocks are? Well, they're not the 3 weakest stocks, but almost. You got Norwegian, Caribbean, and Carnival, the three big cruise ships, all right? MGM Grand, DXC Technology. Boeing is not doing well right now. Lincoln National Corporation, Darden Restaurants, United Airlines, Schlumberger. So just by looking at this, just by looking at the weakest stocks in the S&P 500, we can get a very good idea of where the weakness is. You've got airline stocks, energies, you got, again, financial, energies right here, airline stocks, energies right here, airline stocks, right? Energy right here, MGM Resorts, Las Vegas, Carnival. See, just by looking at this, just by turning this from the strongest scans to the weakest scans, we could see right away I did not look at this before doing this morning. See, like, for example, Wynn Resorts, ConocoPhillips, energy companies. Just to give you a real quick idea, Nordstrom's, retailers not doing well right now. So anyway, you can get a really good idea by looking at the weakest stocks in the S&P 500 to see what the weakest sectors are. And typically, you will see clusters. For example, cruise lines, right? Energy companies. Las Vegas, you had, I saw MGM, and here's Wynn right here at the bottom. Retailers. Expedia, right? Who's looking for trips right now with coronavirus? So you can kind of look at this. You could look at the weakest 20, and you can get a really good idea just by looking at this for a few seconds. I was able to figure out that energy stocks that are related to vacations and travel, all right, and cruise lines are the weakest stocks. That's where you want to put your money when the stock market starts coming back up here and starts cooling off a little bit. Don't expect a V bounce from this. Don't expect the market to come down and come right back up. We've got another 2-3 weeks before we figure out exactly what's going on. So we still don't know everything. All right. So again, it's time to trade to the short side. It's time to be defensive. If you want the 3 of the best stocks right now, you got to be very careful, but it's MASI, DLR, and VIRT. If you want the weakest stocks, we got Norwegian, Caribbean. You got the Las Vegas hotels. You've got the cruise lines. You've got the energy sector. All right, and anything relating to that. That's that's where the weak money is right now. And I love this S&P 500 scan because it allows me to know exactly what's going on the strong side or on the weak side at any given time. These are the strongest stocks, by the way. REGN, Kroger, Clorox, Cabot Oil and Gas, Campbell Soup, right? Digital Realty Trust, Lilly, Guild, Tiffany's, CTXX. CTXX is Citrix Systems. They do online, they allow you to broadcast events online, just like we have our webinars. And right now, people are not doing things face-to-face, so I could see why. The bottom line is there's Smuckers, Preserve, General Mills, cereal companies. So you can kind of get a really good idea of what's rising and what's becoming weaker just by looking at this S&P scan. So I don't just look at this scan to help me find the best stock. I also look at it to give me trends, to see what's moving higher, what's moving lower, and so forth and so forth. So you can get a really good idea for the dynamics of the market. Now, folks, I've got something big for you here, something really big. Now, more than ever, it's time to spend. Sorry. Now, more than ever, it's time to spend attention, to put your attention on insider buying. Massive moves are taking place behind the scenes, and we want to pull back the curtains on what's happening and why it matters. I mean, that's the key. That's what we need to do. So what do? We reached out to America's #1 insider, and he's got a lot to say. Now, this ultimate insider, he's been profiled in the New Yorker. He's written for the New York Times. His qualifications are undeniable. This guy has been around the block a few times before many of our presidents have. And he's ready to unveil never before heard of details of the wealthy elite. Details that can show you how to copy their trades. I'm not kidding. Copy the trades from people who are always making money, who are insiders, all right? And help you, put you on a path to wealth. Folks, #1 insider, pulling back the curtain on what insiders are buying right now. Right now is the best time to figure out what insiders are doing. Think about it. The deals that are taking place, just think about the bargains. If you know what to buy and if you know what to sell, this is an insider's market. I know right now CEOs, COOs, they're taking advantage of this. This is probably the best time in the world to figure out what insiders are doing. And if you can get an insider who's been writing for the New York Times, who's been featured for the New Yorker, I mean, this guy at one point was the most famous person in the world. I'm not kidding. Follow the link below. Get all the information. Folks, my job is to give you as much value as possible. And I'm telling you right now, this insider is the key. This is the money. I mean, you gotta pay attention to insider buying right now. And this guy's got all the answers. Folks, you will not regret it. Follow the link below, get all the details, and find out what smart money equals insiders. Find out what they're doing. Gain an unfair advantage in this market. Do it now. Talk soon. Good luck out there.